Hi everyone, I am Margourtarotreader, and today we're doing a general reading for Scorpio mid-May into June. It is a feminine spiritual growth journey that we're looking into now. Due to the fact that we're going through all these changes all this year and into all these eclipses that are coming in and retrograde planets that we're having in June, I decided to do this to see our journey into the spiritual light. What is it that our souls would like to connect and advise us in? So please take a breather, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio. And I feel that I have to connect into Venus also today, is what I heard. So we'll also include Venus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Okay? Into our self-growth spirit light. Scorpio, take a deep breath. Thank you. I want to say thank you to all my viewers, my clients, and my subscribers and my likes. I appreciate your business. Thank you. And thank you for continuing with your donations so I can continue to work on this channel. If you're interested in consultation, ritual, or spell, please comment below or look me up in Facebook, Margourtarotreader, or email me, margourtarotreader@gmail.com. Scorpio, enlighten me. Spirits of Scorpios. Spirits of Scorpio, enlighten me. What is it that we need to know? What is it that we need to see here? Spirits of Scorpio. What are we looking at here? What is the journey? This is spiritual growth. Spirits, Scorpio, thank you. Thank you, ancestors. One more. Spirits of Scorpio, ancestors. Show me what is it that I need to know. Show me what is it that I need to see for Scorpio, ancestors. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We are doing this as we are. Spirits of Scorpio. What is it that I need to know for Scorpio ancestors? Spirits of Scorpio. No, for Scorpio. One more. Okay. One more I said, so that's what we'll take. Oh. Well, I said one more and they gave me 3. It is what it is, right? I guess they want to speak today. So, Scorpio, what are we looking at here? This is giving me this way. I see. Well, so Scorpio. Okay. What does Scorpio wants to see here? Now, this is about our spiritual sense, our spiritual journey. It can connect to us in the spiritual or physical form, or either or both. Okay, we're not necessarily focusing on love. No, it's not. It's about ourself, our journey, our growth. And what is the spirit wants to tell us? If there is any stagnation, or is there any growth, or what is it that we're missing or not missing, so forth. Okay. For the love, we will do other videos for that, but for now, what I'm sensing here when it comes to our spiritual sense and our spiritual growth here, you're finding some type of sense of self-worth in yourself. Now, the fact that this is a general reading, I feel that there has been going through this back and forth. It can be from you or the energy itself that you're surrounding yourself with. If you're comparing yourself to something or someone in this earthly world, it's telling me that there is a connection, spiritual connection towards someone here. Yes. But the fact is that the self-worth, self-love is within you. And so I feel that there is a Scorpio that now is getting that hang of things, right? That now you're noticing that you can do just perfectly fine on your own. And when that soulmate comes within you, it is there because you have made certain changes and adjustment in your spiritual growth. So it can also be that it's telling me here, the spirit guides, that you have not had that change in yourself, and therefore that soul connection that you have with someone here has not been rebooted because of that. Now, this could be your self-connection because we are talking about the feminine spiritual growth. But this could also be intertwined with that other soulmate, including. But I feel that mostly it's you here, okay, for the most of you. But I feel that in the long run, you've been experiencing certain things here that has been coming to conclusion for you when it comes to love. You're asking yourself what love is. Where does it come from? And why is it not here? Or why hasn't it been or happened? Or it seems that you've been going through this moment of thinking back, looking back, and asking, when in fact it's been here all along. When we are talking about the eclipses and retrograde planets and whatnot, it's about bringing into conclusion a lot of things that have happened in this lifetime and in the previous and in the next one also. That it gives us previews, right? It brings it back for reasons. And don't be scared, don't be frightened, because it's supposed to help us release, grow, or come within. Okay, and this is what I'm sensing here for most of you Scorpios. There's some type of conclusion that is coming in within yourself, that you're finding that your soul is complete in nurturing and self-caring, self-loving here. And that you're also finding that there is a soul connection in this lifetime with someone else. But it feels to me that there's another soul connection coming within yourself also. It could also be that you're detaching from a soulmate also, Scorpio. I feel that here, let's say, for example, if, even though we're not talking about love, but for some reason there is a soul bond connection that it's coming to ending. So it seems that you've had like a life partner, let's say, for example, and it's been about that person and you for quite a while here, I'm sensing. And so that's because this could signify that Scorpio is detaching from that soulmate. And now, you may not know it, but it's coming into, and it's been going into for quite a while here, and now it's coming into a different phase. So you're detaching from a soulmate or a life partner that will affect your spiritual growth and direction of life in this earthly world. And so when that happens, you find a peace within yourself, tranquility and love and self-yearning in yourself. But what you don't know is what the Spirit is also saying is that you're coming out of one and coming into another one. This other one can be you yourself, or it can also be another life partner that we're sensing here. I feel here that I have to show it. I feel that this is abundance and wealth growth being with you within yourself, but I feel also that finally you're coming in partner with someone that you've been expecting even. Now, for others of you, you've actually had dreams of this person in the previous, for others of you, you're going to come to some sense that you might even have a epiphany moment in reference to this partner that is coming in here. We are growing into the spiritual sense, right? You're going to be very intuitive as always, but Scorpio, I feel that something is coming here that it cannot be denied in any way. So it's going to be major change here. I don't see the tower, but I feel that it's going to be major change because your spirit direction will change here. So it might not be as dramatic because probably you've been suspecting of this change coming in, and probably for years, maybe 3 years ago. But it's coming into a accumulation of everything into one here in the next phase. So who knows what the event will be in love when we do the love here in this week. But I feel that there's a soul connection that is ending. There's a soul connection that is coming. And this can also be virtually from you here, okay? Again, because it is a general reading. But I feel that your thoughts sometimes can lead to reflecting into negative thinking and waiting and feeling impatient. Some people have waited a lifetime for this to take place, right? So the Spirit is saying, if that's the case, then you have to ask yourself, the purpose of this life. What is the purpose of this life? I feel that the purpose of this life, for some of you feminine spiritual journey Scorpions, I feel that it was for you to be independent, wealth, and all to do within yourself. I feel that it was most about you to grow your physical and spiritual growth, meaning to build your wealth, to build your abundance, and to love yourself, and to forgive yourself from the past contents in this lifetime and in the previous lifetimes. And so I feel that it was more focused on you being independent, you, self-worth, you. And then once this is all together and lift and well-to-do, it will reflect on some changes that you will make in your spiritual growth, and saying, you know what, I have everything. And if I'm meant to have someone, I'm meant to have someone. If I'm not meant to have anybody, I'm not meant to have anybody. But I love myself to the best of my ability, and I respect myself in the sense that I respect my spirit. And if my life partner does not come in now in this lifetime, I know that he has been in the past, and I know that now it's about me. In the past, you probably did all about everybody else and nurture everybody else, pleased your spouse like no other. And so now it's about taking care of you in this lifetime. And so therefore, when you start acknowledging these little things that you will start recognizing, the universe will open up and start seeing things and start saying, you know what, she's ready for the next journey. Okay, some of us are late bloomers, some of us are early bloomers, some of us are in between bloomers, right? So this might be even talking about late bloomers. Okay, so I feel that also, you know, when we're looking at its spiritual sense here, it's connecting very much into love. I keep saying that, but I feel that for some reason you're depending yourself or your soul that it has to be with someone or that needs to be with someone when it does not. Okay, when this happens, I would say, you know what, give thanks to all that you have. Give thanks to the good and the bad, because we've learned from that. Give thanks to know that that reflects who you are now, and learn to let go of all the negativity that we ourselves have been through in the past. And yes, that would include me, myself, right? And that would include my spirit guides and my guardian angels, because they also go through the journey that I go through. So then I can say to myself, I love myself, I respect myself, and I'm ready for the next journey. And may all this journey be peaceful transition to all of us involved in my journey. Amen. Or thank you to the universe, right? So now, Scorpio, I feel that when we're looking at the spiritual growth and journey here, as for now, I feel that what comes in here is that we are entwined with ourselves, right? We're clustering, we're dancing within ourselves. You know, breathe that energy. If you've never actually danced, then put music and go into the living room or go outside and just fucking dance. Let it out. Let that energy go freely. You cannot imagine what it is to sing, to feel the energy of what one song can do. If it brings you to tears, fine. If it brings you to joy, fine. If it brings you to bad memories, to good memories, fine. Because we need that. We need to expand. We need to let it go. We need to free it, you know? And so to be afraid is to hold on to things, right? But to let go is to free and let it in. Bring and embrace what needs to be for our self-worth and for our self-journey in this lifetime. And so I feel that even just one small dose of that will go in tremendous way for you. Because when you do that, you're believing and you're trusting in that. So I feel that if for now you have not even put the radio in your home for quite a while, or if you have not danced and who knows when, well, today is the day. Today is the day. Go. Have a hecka. Have a ball at it. Put the radio and just go at it. And just dance and free. And then let me know. Email me, text me, whatever. Hey, let me know how did it feel to do just that. Maybe you do it every day. Maybe you don't. And today will be different. But when you do, you'll see something within you reflect differently. And when you do, you will see that something is coming in within that energy, because we're releasing the energy. So some people will release energy in a number of ways, like when I talk to my clients, you know, depending on their body and whatnot, walking, running, exercise, we will expend our energy like that. We let go of this energy, and it's perfect to do that because our body needs some type of exercise, and I know that. And so, but energy can float also in a number of ways, expressing how we feel, acknowledging how we feel, and also even dancing. Now, I don't even know why I said dancer. So maybe there is a Scorpion that is a dancer, that it's in the theme of the eye in television and whatnot. But either way, we're looking at this in a different perspective, right? So what perspective are we looking at it? Where are we going to go? We have two paths. What path do we want to go? We've been in it for quite a while in one, and we've been there hanging in, doing this and doing that. Well, shoot. I've been in it for quite a while now, and it's still the same rhythm, What is it that I need? Well, you happen to be in the car, or you happen to be at home, and you hear the music and say, yeah, let me put the volume on. What happens after that? Maybe you are a timid person, maybe you're not. And you start singing, you start dancing. What do you find yourself afterwards? Maybe you're singing, maybe you're laughing, maybe you're crying. But guess what happens? Inadvertently, the universe, the guides, your spirits lead you to distress yourself and to release certain energies of that thought that you were having at that time. So now you have, all of a sudden, in the path that you were in, the light came in and you have another reflection, another path. You're going to go through different journeys, what I'm saying. And the different journey is now time, because you've finally reflected on something within yourself, and finally you can move on to something different, something better. And know that if it's hard at first, is because that's the journey that has been in stagnation for quite a while in the back, and now we're going here, we're going to the fourth, we're going to the future, and we're letting go, we're detaching. So some of you might be detaching from a soulmate, some of you might be detaching from a karmic relationship, some of you might be detaching from karmic self-being that you've had previous to and still linger in, and some of you are finally realizing what the path is, within yourself here. It will take a long phase. For others of you, it's been taken for quite a while. Maybe you should have done something 3 years ago and didn't. Maybe you should have let go of something back then and you didn't, and now it's coming around. Now the universe is putting something in around you. Maybe some of you have been stubborn enough to not let go, as Scorpio can do that. Maybe you've been not wanting to acknowledge something, and now it's time. I feel that this is kind of like a slow pace moving. I've said that, but it's also a transition of acceptance also that is coming in here, I feel, for Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio, I also would have to say here that there might be conflicts in the physical form because of these changes. And it can be the conflict because you've been in that stage for quite a while, like I've said. But I feel also that you need to have a way to open and readjust yourself, I feel. Okay. The fact that we are doing the feminine spiritual journey, do remember that this can also, and don't be laughing, this can also reflect in the feminine, in the men's side also, because we do have a yin and yang. So there, for example, if there is a person that is bisexual, let's say, that could also reflect on this. But if there's a man here who is very strong, very dominated, and knows his worth, knows his values, he's connecting only to his man virgin side of the journey, and he's not connecting to the feminine side. So what happens here is that his feminine side is giving him hints of what the journey is in this lifetime. So his journey has been, let's say his journey has been someone that has been in stagnation from one relationship to the next, and that has cluttered his spiritual growth even. So his spiritual growth has been cluttered out. So what the universe is going to step in here and give him some valuable lessons. What is that valuable lesson? That he might lose someone he cares, or that he, it is what it is, I have to say what I hear. So that he might lose someone he cares, someone that he does not expect to lose, or that he might lose conscientious of his self-worth, meaning, so meaning here that when you have a reawakening moment here, it will show me here that what you've been going through has a lesson to learn, and it will reflect on your behalf. So what is it that you have to do if it's a man here, a feminine man? So we're looking at here that you need to reflect and acknowledge that when you were doing what you were doing, you were building karma in your spiritual growth, in your journey, in your spiritual light. And that karma was used only to your benefit and not to benefit the other people around you, for example, right? But we're not looking at people. I think what I'm sensing here is we're looking at spiritual lights. Spiritual lights. We're not saying people. We're saying spiritual lights. So spiritual lights can come on the physical form of the people you've been within this earthly world, okay? So I feel that there is a Scorpio here who's entwined with at least 2 people in his life in this earthly world. So it's most likely there's a Scorpio male out here that will be detaching from a physical partner in this lifetime, and probably in this year, this male Scorpio will detach from a life partner, someone that you probably lived for a long time, for years and whatnot, or that person will be detaching from you, in the spiritual form and in the physical form is what I'm hearing. So, but also you're reconnecting with someone here that is also a soulmate here. Now, I feel that it could have been a person from way back, that is connecting with you. Okay. Or you've been connecting with that person off and on here, maybe 10 years ago, or something to that effect. But either way, there's a detachment physically is what I'm hearing from a soul connection. So it's similar to what we were talking previously here, Scorpio. And it will be a peaceful transition. We have some conflicts here, but I feel that this conflict comes within you. Are you making the right decision? Are you exploring the right decisions? Are you taking it for the right reasons is also what I'm hearing. So it can be either or for men or women here today is what I'm sensing. But as a Scorpio, as a water sign, know that if you go within yourself in the spiritual growth and in your own self-being, you can connect and make the right decision when it comes to the spirit guides. Always give you that hint. They always tap in and letting you know what direction you should take. But sometimes when we're too stubborn and too reluctant to know that it's there for us, we refuse it and we make the wrong choices. Okay. And that could also depend because of the things that you've been through in your past or past lives, or the way you were raised and things like that. But just keep in mind that everything will come into how it's supposed to be at the end, I feel. For others, it might take longer than it should because of our ways, right? In the spiritual world. What advice do we have here for Scorpio ancestors? Thank you. Exactly. So we're looking at here at the Six of Cups here. Awesome. Okay. So what we have here is, and again, I feel that the soul can speak to us in hundreds and thousands of ways of how we evolve here, right? But it feels to me that you belong if they belong, or you belong if we belong. So definitely is working on your behalf to connect you in this lifetime with a soulmate. It speaks volumes. For some of you Scorpios, it's been here for quite a while, that person, that spirit. For others of you, is coming in out of nowhere. Okay. And it is about bringing it together. It's time to recircle. It's time to reface it. It's time to bring it into its alignment. It's time to come to that understanding that we are now as one. So definitely the spirit is saying to us that we are going to reconnect with someone that we absolutely belong to. Okay. This is a beautiful reading, Scorpio. Even though it's not intended to be love, but I feel that the fact that there's a lot of Scorpios out there, that we are connected with another spirit being here in this earthly world. And the fact that we're looking at the feminine spiritual journey is telling us, our spirits is telling us that no worries, we're going to connect with that other side of ours. Okay, we are completing ourselves, but we are also completing because that one that wants us, we want them, and so therefore the universe is listening and will bring us into that journey. And when it happens, it happens. However it happens. Just welcome it and just embrace it. It might not come the way we expected or the way we want it, but the fact that it comes, just, it's a blessing. At least we get to experience that love, that journey that we've had with that person, if that's the case, that we had it. And so then that the conclusion comes that thank the universe that you're able to be loved by your soulmate. And if it comes in, again, also thank the universe for that. And if it has that you decided to let go, then give it thanks to the universe that you've had the choice, the privilege to be loved by your soulmate. And in return, what happens then is that the universe sees the knowledge that you have. But believe you me, when you have that knowledge, so does your other soulmate. And then therefore it will come back around. If it's meant to be within your life, to stay in this earthly world, it will come back around. and it will be in a phase of change also. It will mean that there will be a change in their physical form and spiritual growth also, theirs and yours. So when that happens, we're looking at some growth that we need to do. We always grow every day. Our body changes and our spirit does, but there are dramatic changes and phases that we go through, and these are one of those. Okay, and the one of those is that some Scorpios are going to a 360 turnaround of their life. Whatever you've been having this year will be definitely totally different probably next year. In the accumulation is what I saw, two here, and I kept seeing two. So I feel that two is a very valuable number to a lot of our Scorpions. So it might have happened 2 years ago, 2 weeks, 2 days, even 2 hours for some of you, or it will be up to 2 years. But we have a tremendous virtue of the 360 within this lifetime for us. Okay, I wish you the very best. Love and light, Scorpio. Thank you.